Hey health heroes, welcome back to Adamimmune. Today we have a special guest on this show, and that is Mitch from Gut Gains. How's it going, Mitch?
I'm pretty decent.
Awesome. It's good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So, we've kind of known each other for a little bit. I know you've changed your name recently from, what was the last channel name?
I was body weighted. I went through a rebranding process, so here I am.
Okay. I think you made the right decision too. I like that. Today we're going to be doing an eating, I don't know how to word this. I guess we're just eating raw liver for the first time. Just two guys doing some normal stuff, that everybody does. Yeah, he's got his showing up there. I guess I'll show mine. He's got, what's yours, lamb?
Yeah, mine's lamb.
And mine is beef. So, yeah. I found the best quality that I could. It's probably not finished grass-fed, but it's mostly grass-fed. Here in Kansas, that's the best quality that I could get. Probably corn finished, who knows. But, we did the best we could. We can't always get the best quality, can we?
Not at all. But my butcher every now and then has the good stuff. So when he's in stock, I pick it up.
I guess we kind of have similar diets, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, so our diets, I like to think that we have the same diet, not in the sense of what we eat, but the diet itself is what's helping us remove symptoms of whatever issues we're having with health.
Right. We kind of eliminated some things, a lot of plant foods, obviously, but maybe some meat ones as well. I'm not as super familiar with your protocol, your diet. I think the people on my channel know AIP, autoimmune protocol.
And the similarity there is that I don't consume dairy or egg, and a lot of people fail to introduce those things on AIP. So there's a common thing there. Most of the food I'm eating is from ruminant animals, and I steer clear a little bit of pork and chicken as well.
Yeah, I do for the most part as well. Definitely pork. Chicken I'm still experimenting with, but I don't know, would you say you're paleo? That's kind of my main thing. I'm under a paleo umbrella. Would you say you are at all?
Yeah, this is a variation of paleo, and I recently tried to reintroduce carbohydrates, and I didn't go with rice or potato. I went with potato and watermelon because I still hold those principles. I'm like, if I'm going to eat something, I want it to have be more on that paleo, grown naturally, not so processed.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't eat as many carbs either. I'm not zero carb like you are most of the time. I get most of my carbs from sweet potatoes. I love them. And then with other, slightly, I guess, I'm not sure where you fall on the spectrum, I guess, as far as vegetables and nutrients. We'll get to that eventually. But yeah, I do consume 50 grams or less of carbs. So definitely not zero carbs. But we are similar in that we eat to heal, and we're doing a lot of trial and error to figure out what works for us.
Yeah, and low carb, high fat, to me, is what everyone should be doing. I don't really care what you eat. That should be the way to go. I think we're all very carved out as a culture worldwide these days. Everyone's eating a fair amount of grain and other processed carbohydrates. But how long have we been in contact for? I wasn't body weighted for a while now, and I know you did a video on me, and you sort of tore me a new one, but it was a good video. I liked it. I really did appreciate it. It was good. Have you changed your tune a little bit since then?
I have. I've come. I would say back then I was mostly plant-based. I would consider myself that. Now my diet actually hasn't even changed that much, but I considered myself mostly, hey, I had to get all these vegetables in, and it was very important. Today I would actually, now a lot of my subscribers may be disappointed to hear this too, but I would consider myself meat-based. I believe that animal-sourced foods are just more nutritious, they're better for us, it's what we are primarily designed to eat. Now I think a lot of plant foods can be a good support to a good diet, and of course we need those, but I think primarily, I think we should be animal based.
Well, when you consider where your calories are coming from, like you could eat a big bowl of sweet potato, but what is the calorie count equivalent to like a fairly normal sized steak? So even if you're eating that, that's 50-50. But you're going, so they're just more calorie dense as well. And if you're eating spinach, things like that, there's just not anything in them, so you could live on that all day, but still, it's not a lot of calories.
Exactly. And most of my calories, I think we're both keto, right?
Yeah.
So most of my calories come from fat, healthy sourced fat. So, at least we share a line there as well.
Totally. Here's
Yes.
the fun part.
Oh, yeah. We get to eat. So
We do.
I've actually been excited about this, for a while. I've been wanting to eat raw meats for a while, not just liver, but raw meats. And I've actually been on a 24-hour water fast for the last 24 hours since we last talked. So I'm ready to eat, man. I really am. Hey, guys,
Sit at the same.
check out what we're eating today.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, okay. He's got his up there. All right. Get a good look at that. Really appetizing. Probably not for the most part, but I am excited to try it. It smells kind of irony, right?
Yeah, almost bloody.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is its own smell. Like, you can't really compare it to anything else, I would
Yeah,
say.
if you smelled this, you'd be like, that's liver for sure. I don't think it's off-putting, really. It's definitely different. It's not something I'm used to.
Yeah, and you know what's really interesting? Because I'm assuming you never grew up on it either in any form, which I didn't
Not at
either.
all.
So when you get to introduce a food like this yourself, you get to decide if you eat it like raw, rarely cooked, or fully cooked. You get to decide which you prefer most. And having never done it, you get to now try it like this. You might like it best raw. I mean, I certainly do. I've tried both.
I have not tried this raw, so I'm a little hesitant, honestly. I think any sane person would be, at least for the first time. But I don't know. Are you ready, man?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Wow. That is not half as bad as I thought it would be. It's so easy to chew. Are you guys getting this? Are you completely disgusted? This is for health
Time
purposes.
to normalize it.
You can't judge me. I feel like an animal. I forgot to get napkins though. I'm gonna wipe it off. I'm gonna wipe it on my pants.
You're a real animal now.
Yeah, I'm a carnivore. No. That's pretty good, man. Not gonna lie, I kind of like that. I didn't think I'd like it at all. It's so easy to chew and bite. It's not like muscle meat, not even close.
The texture's almost like a really firm jelly.
Yeah, like if you make a bone broth or you make a chicken soup with the carcass, the gelatin at the bottom kind of congeals the fat. That's exactly what this feels like in my mouth.
Very firm version.
Yeah, you cannot compare this really to anything taste-wise, though.
Kidney is similar, but
I never had that. I think it's more mild when it's raw, almost.
yeah. And the better quality it is, or the younger the animal also, the less flavor it also has. The more mild the flavor. And you kind of want it to be mild to enjoy it, because it can get pretty intense.
A little bit of
There is a
sweetness to it.
sweetness.
It's very, very savory. Very, I think I'd like to sit this out, and I did let this dry. I will say I let this dry for the last 12 hours. So I let the liquid out, so it's not as, say, slimy, or it doesn't have as much moisture as it would otherwise. I'm glad I did that. I did put a little bit of salt on it too, because I really want it to be dry on top. So maybe that's helping with the flavor. So, I'm not a purist. I'm not a raw liver purist. But yeah, really good.
Neither am I, man. So I have a friend from work who's from Ethiopia, and when he was in high school here, he used to come in to school with raw liver in a little container, like in his lunchbox, and he stopped doing it because the kids sort of made fun of him.
Really?
And I thought, wow, like, this is something, because he grew up in like farmland, and his whole family, 13 brothers and sisters, and they all grew up on like natural foods and things. I said, no, that's the sort of thing you need to keep in your diet. And it's interesting to see how in our society it might be weird to eat something like raw liver, but when you actually break it down, you say, hey, look, the vitamins are most available in the raw form. You're not diminishing the nutritional value. And to be honest, I do actually prefer it raw, so the taste is there too.
Yeah, I would agree with that. At work, I was talking to this lady, and she wasn't. I'm not. I'm not going to say she had a little more age to her than maybe us. And I asked her, and she said, "Yeah, we used to eat liver constantly, all the time." And then I asked her about raw liver because that's kind of what my plan was, and she was like, "No, we never ate it raw." But so I guess it depends where you're at in the world, and yeah, exactly what period of time you're in.
My grandmother loves it, and then on the other side, my family are from Scotland, so obviously they have haggis where it's just sheep stomach stuffed with organs. Mm-hmm. So these things were always utilized until the modern era, and we just lose. Our diet has come so far since then, and we just keep losing things, and we don't necessarily see any destruction in that, but it might be valid to say that these vitamins things are quite essential to our health.
Yeah, exactly. And to some of the people that are maybe worrying that maybe this isn't safe, we are not exactly recommending this to everyone, but we did freeze this liver for 2 weeks. So it wasn't the plan, but it just kind of happened. And, that's kind of thought to be a good way to kill parasites, or at least a good amount in them. So if you are, and I do that with the raw salmon I eat as well, I leave it in the freezer for at least 2 weeks. So that's a good practice to have.
Absolutely, I agree. Will we just quickly go over some of the nutrients compared to the daily requirements? Just a few that are notable. So in vitamin A, we have 2,200% of your recommended daily needs. Fair amount. B5 is 24%. B5 has 136%. B2 has 25%. Other things like B12 is massive. It has 2,800% of your daily requirement of that as well. So it's really high, and it's controversial to say that we should get. You could also have too much of these vitamins, but there are also people eating liver every day and not having a vitamin A overdose. So we also have to use a bit of an instinct here, where you could consider how much this might be, how much we might have eaten it traditionally. So I like to eat liver once a week, because it's like you eat muscle flesh and fat flesh over this period of time, and then you might get a liver, relative to the size of the animal, if that makes sense. Because the liver's only one small part. So if you're eating liver once a week, that seems to be an appropriate quantity.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why, predators go straight for the liver when they kill their prey. I mean, it's probably the most nutrient-dense food there is. I mean, you cannot compare it to anything else. No other food has the same variety or amount of nutrients as liver.
Yeah, and it might have been the most prized thing of human beings kill, really. They might have been fighting over the organs. Maybe the alpha of the tribe got to eat the organs and, spread the most genetics. And who knows really. This is just a bit of a theory. Exactly.
And like you said, with bioavailability, vitamin A comes in the form of retinol in animal source products like liver. So, compare that to a carotenoid like beta carotene in carrots. You lose so much of that in the conversion. I think it's 6 units per every 1 unit you get out. You lose 85% in the conversion rate. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that doesn't get addressed when people input these foods, and they see the paper value and they think they're hitting all their vitamin needs. Well, you may not be. So it's something worth considering, just for the sake of that. Yeah, bioavailability matters.
So I would say this is probably going to be a great part of both a paleo, autoimmune paleo, and a keto diet. And I am going to make this a part of my staple foods.
And it's certainly affordable too. I mean, it's not in high demand. So if you want to save a bit of money too, like my liver's probably like $2 or $3 each.
Yeah, exactly. It is very cheap.
A lot of food. So that's also worth considering. And from here, Adam, do you think you'll stick to a more ketogenic diet and meat-based, or do you have any other direction you want to head?
Honestly, things are going so well for me right now. I feel so great. I'm still losing weight. I'm down 140 pounds now, and I'm still in autoimmune remission. Things are so good. I'm going to make videos about all that, all the changes and the benefits, but I am going to stay eating to where I am, 50 grams of carbs, high fat, very low carb. But this is where I'm at on my journey right now. Now, let's say I add more exercise in and I can tolerate more, and maybe I get down to a lower weight. Maybe 50 grams will be way too much. Maybe I'll be the extreme amount, like 20 grams. I don't know. But right now, this is working for me.
Yeah, and you'll have to experiment further. I mean, that's what it's about. And you use the term, a few times I've seen you on social media, the term clean keto, and it really resonated with me because I would like to differentiate the two as well.
Yes.
A lot of people, especially in the beginning of keto, they get on the sugar-free chocolate, they get on sugar-free soft drink and things like that, and I'm just like, no, I don't resonate with that at all. That's why AIP was so appealing to me, and I have sort of dabbled in that originally before going full carnivore.
Yeah, so people, they have all these, well, it's called dirty keto, basically what they're doing. You know, they're using all these really dirty transition foods, chemically over-processed, additive-ridden foods that just aren't natural. They're not good for our bodies. Our bodies don't even know how to respond. Some of these, like you said, sugars, different substitutes, sugar alcohols, they act just as bad as sugar, or sometimes even worse, especially on our, central nervous system, our brain. It changes the way we think. It changes our behavior. If you're out there eating just mainly cheese, you're probably doing something wrong. It's delicious, but we have to be smart about these things, I think.
Yeah, and it all comes down to discipline.
Yeah, 100%.
It really does, and it's about you restricting what you eat, not so much how much you eat it. And I find that's the place that I'm coming from now. Like, once you restrict what you eat, you can actually listen to what your body wants. Whereas before, I think the cravings, they just completely throw you off. They come from a different place. They don't come from hunger. They don't come from thirst. They come from like an addiction or something.
100% addiction. That's what I believe, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, you've come a long way, man. I can't believe how much weight you've lost. And the fact that you took control of your health through diet, like that to me is inspiring, and I'm sure you will continue to inspire many other people with your channel.
I appreciate that. But I will give props mainly to keto for that. AIP helped me find remission, but keto is so amazing for breaking addictions. Getting away from the sugar and all those other addictive foods, it just changes the way your whole body metabolizes everything. It changes my whole outlook on life, honestly. I don't think even this remotely the same way as I did. So yeah, I definitely hope people try keto along with AIP. I don't believe in doing just keto by itself because there are always going to be foods that we are sensitive to, and if you're like me and you're very sensitive, you're going to want to make sure you do the Adamimmune protocol. You stay paleo and then add keto in. Baby steps. You don't have to do it all at the same time either, okay? I definitely did not.
That's the way to go, man.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know. We're just playing this day by day, aren't we? I mean,
Hey, it's good to experiment. I would encourage everyone to figure these things out for themselves. There's so much misinformation on health and diet. It's like, why not try it? You can't hurt yourself trying something for 60 days, whether it's carnivore or autoimmune paleo. Whichever one you want to try.
Exactly. Even if you want to go out there and do vegan. I mean,
yeah, true.
I just want to see your face when I said that. But honestly, as long as you're trying something new, you're a health hero. You're doing something for yourself. We may not agree with certain diets, but whatever you're doing right now isn't working. Do something else.
All right, man. Well, thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I hope we can do this again sometime. Make sure you guys go check out Gut Gains on YouTube. He has an awesome channel. He just had one of his awesome videos take off. You won't miss the thumbnail. He's got his abs on there with some meat, some raw meats. You got to go check out his channel. You won't regret it. I promise.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, man. Thanks for being here. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.